Hey guys, I'm David, and on this episode I'm going to be taking you through how I'm getting rid of the weeds in my garden over the winter. So I've actually tried, I have a couple different methods going. I'm not sure exactly, maybe 3 or 4 or 5, but yeah, let's go outside and take a look. And these are all free methods. I haven't spent a dime on any of this. If you're just seeing my channel for the first time, I've actually covered my entire process of converting my lawn into a food forest, and now we're at the end of the season. But so here's the first method. What I did is I gathered all these leaves from across the street. There's all these huge trees here, all the way down there, all the way a block that way and a block this way. And for a little while there, my neighbors loved me because I just went across the street, over there, all these big trees all around here, and I raked up everything, just put them in a bag or garbage bags, threw them over my shoulder and came and dumped them here. And so I've got a pretty thick layer of leaves on here. You can see there's a couple big, I guess, deep-rooted weeds that have come through. And so I've got here is one portion has cardboard with leaves, and then this section over here has just leaves. So I'm going to test the difference between cardboard and leaves and just leaves. So if we go further over here, I still have some kohlrabi in the ground here. Actually, you can see I still need to pull these out and eat them. So here I've got just a very thin layer of newspaper, and actually these are all flyers I got for free at the grocery store. So this is probably not going to work too well, but I just want to test it out like a thin layer to see how it compares to that stuff. And then here I've got a thick layer of cardboard. These are all like banana boxes and stuff like that. So what you want to make sure with that is there's no glue on any of those boxes. You want to make sure they're boxes that fold in and they just kind of like lock into a little groove or something. There's no glue on them whatsoever, because this is your garden after all. You don't want to have toxic glue in your soil. So something to keep in mind. Okay, so for the big part of the garden here, I got a whole bunch of cardboard from the recycling depot. I just went there, I talked to them nicely, they said sure, just take a bunch of the cardboard. So that's exactly what I did, so take a look. Okay, so layers and layers of cardboard. I have a bit of grass on top because I trimmed my lawn and I just threw it on top. And I also have some stuff that isn't picked yet, like this massive rutabaga. Look at this, size of my hand. It's huge. I haven't pulled that yet, and there's some old kohlrabi here. This is my amaranth. And there's some garlic here, but the rest of this is all done. So this is all, so I have a little bit of leaves just to hold it down. And you want to make sure you put some water on the cardboard to hold it down when you put it in place. And I also have some blocks of wood you can see here. A couple different chunks just to hold it down, a little bit of leaves. This is mostly just a layer of thick cardboard. And I still have some nice sheets, have some Brussels. I have some nice Brussels sprouts here that need to be harvested. I can do a different video about those. Those actually were dying by fruit flies, and so or by aphids, and I just left them and they actually came back. But, so here I got another layer. This is just cardboard and leaves. This is a kind of combination of the two. Here I've got a free wooden frame. You just look online, see what you can get for free, and this one actually had a wooden frame with a piece of cardboard. So we'll see how this does, and I can pull the wood off afterwards and see what I get. Use that for something else. Okay, so for this back one here, I've actually got I'm using tarps. So I'm testing out the tarps on the back part. Main part here is cardboard and the front is leaves. So yeah, we'll see how this does. This is probably blocks out the most amount of light. So take a look. Okay, so you can see the tarps, they do hold the water a lot, but and I've just threw some logs on there just to hold it down. It's been blowing off, and I was growing some stuff here, but this is all died off now, so my chard is still growing nice and fine, you can see here. But I do need to fill this in. I have a bit of cardboard down here, and more tarps, cardboard, but kind of a combination test here. So we'll go into the front. So in the front, on my front yard here on the side where I had my cucumbers and my tomatoes, I've tightly packed the cardboard with some leaves. So this is kind of the ideal this, or I guess tarps, if you have the tarps kind of pinned down properly, which I don't really right now. They're kind of flopping all over the place. If you're using cardboard, this is the best way. You want to get nice tight pack on it so there's no sunlight getting in, and then pack some leaves on there and it'll just hold it down. So one other test I might want to try is I have all these pallets. So I did get all these free pallets. They have space in them, but you could stack those with a piece of cardboard and it just really wouldn't get any sun or not much water in there. And then also have this patch here, which is a natural patch. This was all beans. As you can see, this is the whole bean patch in here. And you can actually see the bean pods right here. So, there you go. And so I'm going to let this just all break down and see how it does, but obviously this will probably do the worst. But, you know, I just kind of want to try everything out and see what everything does. So that's basically how I'm dealing with the weeds in my garden for free. I don't know how many different tests there was there, 5 different kind of trials to see what works the best, but hopefully that helps you out and maybe you have access to any of this stuff in your area. I should note for the tarps, I got those for free at a lumber yard. So the lumber yards get those big black tarps. They wrap around their stacks of lumber, they get them into the yard, and then they pull that tarp off, and all they do is just throw it away. So, I mean, those things are, like, it's just waste. You might as well go get them for free. Often you just say, like, hey, I got a garden, I need to cover it. Do you have any tarps? And usually they're like, oh yeah, we got a big bin in the back, take as many as you want. So if one lumberyard doesn't have any, just go to the next lumberyard. One of them will have them. Hopefully that helps you out. Be sure to subscribe and have a great day.